everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to show you guys 3 of Raquel Welch's Elite Cap wigs. Now before I dive into all that though, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Okay, so what Raquel Welch has done is they've taken some of their popular wigs and they have sort of revamped the cap and made them a little bit better. So I'm going to show you 3 of what I would say are the most popular of the elite caps that they've made. And I'm also going to show you how it differs from its original counterpart. So today what I'm going to show you is Simmer Elite, which is the one on my head right now, Editor's Pick Elite, as well as Spotlight Elite. And also with me, unfortunately I don't have the regular Simmer on me, but I do have the regular Editor's Pick and I do have the regular Spotlight. So we can take a look at how those differ from their Elite versions too. Okay, so like I said, I'm wearing Simmer Elite and this is in the color RL9/24SS Shaded Iced Cafe Latte. So this is going to be a medium to light brown base with sort of a neutral blonde, very chunky highlighting throughout, lots of highlighting. And then it has a bit of a root as well. Okay, let's talk about these Elite caps. I'm going to keep this one on and show you the cap on Spotlight Elite. All of these Elite caps that you'll find by Raquel Welch are going to be exactly the same. So what we have first is a full monofilament top. That full monofilament top is going to allow you to change the part anywhere you want on top within this sort of lace-like material here. What they also have is an extended lace front that sort of melts into the ear tabs. And they also have velvet ear tabs, a velvet extended nape, which is very much like pretty much any of their other wigs almost. And then they have a partially hand-tied cap. So when I say partially hand-tied, I mean this upper half here is hand-tied and this bottom half here is closed wefting. So wefting means that the fibers are sewn into rows by a machine. But up here, these are all hand-tied by a person onto this material. Now this material, I'll give you a closer look. Let's get it into focus though. This is really stretchy on the sides here, but in the center, there's like almost no stretch to it. I do find that often these Elite wigs fit a touch smaller than Raquel Welch's open wefted caps. And also they don't have as much flexibility in terms of stretching. Okay, so like I mentioned, all of the Elite caps that Raquel Welch does all will look like that. Now, aside from the cap, you will find that on the Elite versions are gonna be a little bit lower density. Not by much, but just a little bit. So let me give you a good look of Simmer Elite here. She's a nice low profile. Like I said, I don't have the regular Simmer here, but what you will find is that the regular Simmer does have permatease around the crown a little bit, and it will give her a little bit more volume and make her feel a little bit fuller. So if you are loving this really cute wave pattern here, but you want it lower density, Simmer Elite might be the way to go. But if you like to have a little bit more volume, then maybe you'll love the regular Simmer. The regular Simmer will have an open wefted cap with a monofilament top and a lace front, as opposed to the Elite version of this partially hand-tied cap. Okay, let me take off Simmer Elite and I'm gonna move on to Spotlight. So what I'm gonna do first actually is show you the original Spotlight. So the original Spotlight has pretty much the same thing as the Elite cap does, but it has open wefting. You might prefer the open wefted version if you want a little bit more ventilation and a little bit more stretch to your cap. Okay, so here is the original Spotlight. This is not the Elite version, this is the original one. And it's going to be very similar in terms of style as the Elite version. You will notice a little bit of a difference in the Elite version, and I'll talk about that when I put it on. But let me just do a quick spin for you. So in this original version of Spotlight, you'll find a little bit of permatease up in the crown here, whereas you won't find that on the Elite version of Spotlight. And then there's also some permatease up in the sides of your wefting. So you'll find that Spotlight original can get a little bit more volume within the top section of the wig. But overall, this is a really low density piece, you guys. Like there's not a ton of hair on her, especially with all this layering, but it's a very low density piece. But let me take off this original spotlight. This was in shaded Biscuit, by the way. And I also have Spotlight Elite in shaded Biscuit as well. So you will notice a little bit of a style difference. It's not going to be insane. I do find this is more of a relaxed version almost. The bangs in the front seem to be a little bit more relaxed than the one, the original one. And one thing you will notice is that on hand-tied caps, it just allows the hair to move a little bit more freely and a little bit more naturally. And because there is no permatease up at the top where there's all this hand-tied business going on, it's just all gonna move really easily. So if you want that most natural looking movement of hair, then hand-tied caps are the way to go. However, just remember how I mentioned that part of this cap is wefted. It's closed wefted, but it is wefted. And that's where the hair is sewn on into rows. And the bottom section here, where it has those closed wefts, actually does have some permatease. So you're gonna find in the bottom half of the wig from here down, there's a little bit of permatease all within that section back there. It's just enough to give it a little bit of an extra boost of volume on the bottom. But like I said, the original one is gonna give you more volume on top, whereas this one is gonna just be a little bit more low profile, and the volume you'll see kind of comes from lower down. And then as I mentioned before, the bangs are gonna be a bit more relaxed. Okay, we're gonna take a look next at Editor's Pick Elite. So that's one I have right here. Again, the same cap, you'll just notice it's a different color, just because the color of the wig is different. It's got the same velvet ear tabs, velvet extended nape, hand tied throughout the top here and closed wefting throughout the bottom. Monofilament top, extended lace front that melts into your ear tabs. Okay, and essentially the main difference between Editor's Pick Elite and its original counterpart is going to lie in the density and the permatease. So again, there's no permatease on the top here where you have all of the hand-tied business going on, but there is wefting at the bottom, and within that wefting, there is a little bit of permatease. So you'll find that Editor's Pick Elite is gonna be lower profile, and you will absolutely see a difference between this one and the original Editor's Pick when I put that on in a minute. But let me give you a spin. So here is the lace front. So all of these Elite caps have this full lace front that extends and melts into your ear tabs. And then the full monofilament top where you can change your part. And I didn't mention that the ones I'm showing here are made out of Raquel Welch's True to Life heat-friendly fibers. So they aren't normal synthetic, they are heat-friendly synthetic. Editor's Pick is a really great one if you like these big full curls. It is such a cute curl pattern, I love it. But you have to love these bigger curls if you wanna get Editor's Pick, because in comparison to Simmer or Simmer Elite is just more of a relaxed wave, and it will be lower profile, whereas Editor's Pick Elite has these big curls in them. Okay, now try and memorize what this looks like, because now I'm going to show you what the original Editor's Pick looks like. So remember, most of the original counterparts are wefted caps. This one has the monofilament top and the extended lace front, but this one has, you'll notice, a lot of permatease in it. So this one is great if you want big hair. There's a lot of volume in this. So the permatease you'll find on Editor's Pick, the normal version, there's a lot throughout the sides. Like I'm talking a lot. There's like big pillowy chunks of permatease in here. And then there's a lot within the crown, so you can get really big hair. And then there's a little bit throughout the rest of the wefting, but there's not a ton at the bottom. All right, let me spin for you guys. What I forgot to mention is that this is in the color Sugar and Charcoal, which is RL511, and it's a really dark salt and peppery color. And then this one that I'm wearing right here is in the color RL17/23SS Shaded Iced Latte Macchiato, which is a nice ash blonde, a little bit of sandy blonde in there, but it's definitely ash with some medium to light brown roots. Okay, so all in all, what you are going to get with the Elite caps is going to be a more comfortable cap because it is hand tied. It's going to move a little bit better, a little bit more freely, and going to be lower profile because that top portion is completely hand tied. It's going to be a little bit lower density, so you're not going to feel like you have as much hair on the Elite versions. But you are going to see a higher price point. Hopefully this helped you guys decipher a little bit between Elite caps and the non-Elite caps. I know the whole wig business is very confusing. But perhaps this gave you a better idea as to which one you might prefer over the other. So again, if you do like more volume, a little bit more hair, and you like that wefted cap where it's a little bit more breathable, then the original version might be for you. But if you want lower profile, less density, just a little bit more of a natural movement to it, then I would go for the Elite cap. Also just note that the open wefted versions are going to be a little bit stretchier within the cap, whereas the Elite versions don't have as much stretch in terms of front to back. So you won't necessarily be able to stretch it over all head sizes. That being said, all of these caps fit pretty true to average. All right, I think that's all I have to share with you guys about these Elite caps. I hope this was helpful, and if these are items that you are interested in, then make sure you go check them out on our website at chiquel.com, chiquel.ca if you're in Canada, or chiquel.com.au if you are in Australia. But for now, I will let you guys go, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.